is CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A big pot of government cash is up for grabs, and local municipalities hope it could help spur new development and get more homes built. With the details, here's CTV's Robert Lothian.
Housing work sites like these ones have been slow-moving. Uncertainty and higher costs creating a storm around new construction builds.
Housing has really died down tremendously.
The federal and provincial governments are trying to turn the tides.
If you don't cut DCs, you aren't getting any money.
Municipalities are being asked to cut development charges by 30 to 50% for the next 3 years in an effort to spur new housing. The trade-off is funding from an $8.8 billion pot of cash for housing-related infrastructure projects.
So we're going to apply and hope to be able to take part in it. We would do our share if they could, help fund some of the things to get us to where we need to be.
Municipalities in Essex County are looking to get their fair share. LaSalle, Lakeshore, and Kingsville are all submitting applications. Tecumseh and Amherstburg meet next week to discuss it.
We definitely will look back and say, wow, that was a really good idea. I have people calling already asking about the development charges.
Windsor Essex Home Builders Association Chair Norbert Bolger says the move could go a long way. DC charges are paid to build new growth-related infrastructure, often adding tens of thousands of dollars to new builds.
With both provincial and federal governments kicking in the money, it makes perfect sense to do it. Because then, if we get some more housing, obviously housing brings jobs, it brings taxes, and that's what we need.
Changes to development charges hinge on being selected for the funding. Essex County municipalities are now banking on being picked in a pool stretching across Ontario. Robert Lothian, CTV News, Windsor.
A source close to the project tells CTV News Windsor the plan is for the Gordie Howe International Bridge to open to the public Monday morning. But tonight, there are new questions about whether that timeline is locked in. Just yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney said the long-awaited span between Windsor and Detroit would open by the end of the week. But the White House is now suggesting the timing has yet to be finalized. Here's the Prime Minister today.
Everyone's working hard to make sure the bridge is open as soon as possible. There's no big drama. If it takes a little longer, it'll take a little longer, but this will benefit Canadians, Americans, business, tourists, residents for decades and decades to come.
The uncertainty comes after President Trump threatened to block the bridge's opening. The White House says it remains committed to securing the best possible deal for Americans, a possible reference to Trump's demand that the U.S. receive a share of toll revenue. The $6.4 billion crossing was paid for by Canada, with tolls eventually split between Canada and Michigan once those costs are recovered. The bridge's opening is also being watched closely by Windsor's auto sector. In a statement, Stellantis says the Gordie Howe International Bridge, quote, strengthens the single most important border crossing in North America. As a company with historic operations on both sides of the U.S.-Canada border, Stellantis recognizes the importance of efficient, reliable cross-border infrastructure in supporting our employees, suppliers, and customers. The company adds it looks forward to, quote, the bridge's opening and the continued collaboration that supports economic growth and competitiveness across the region. With the new bridge expected to strengthen cross-border trade, Donald Trump is once again raising questions about the future of the trade deal that connects Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
Well, I'm not looking to renew it.
Donald Trump says he's not interested in renewing the North American Free Trade Pact as Canada pushes for a full 16-year extension.
I don't know that I'm going to renew it because, to be honest with you, the United States does much better. Hey, we don't need anything that Canada has. We don't need anything that Mexico has, but they need everything that we have. And they have to treat us better.
The comments come on the heels of Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc's trip to Washington to meet with his counterpart, Jameson Greer.
I'm eternally optimistic, Abigail.
And Ontario Premier Doug Ford's attempt at a charm offensive in D.C., meeting 20-plus business leaders and lawmakers.
They rolled out the red carpet for us. They treat us so well.
The July 1st deadline for a CUSMA review now just weeks away, but trade experts and Canadian government officials alike trying to calm concerned stakeholder nerves that passing that deadline with no deal doesn't mean CUSMA falls apart, and Americans haven't signaled an intent to tear it up. But uncertainty is a real problem.
We've seen it so many times now. We know this is just how this guy talks in public. We know this is just the way he thinks he negotiates. Creates the specter that he's going to walk away from CUSMA.
No official comment from LeBlanc's office nor the Prime Minister's office, but Mark Carney has said several times he won't comment every time Trump speaks. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Ottawa is moving to restrict social media accounts for kids under 16, and a Windsor eating disorder advocacy group says it should spark a broader conversation about how much time we all spend online.
I certainly think it's a complex issue, and I always say it's the perfect storm, but I would say that social media certainly is a factor in developing disordered eating, mental health concerns, anxiety, depression.
The Bulimia Anorexia Nervosa Association says it's seeing more young people struggling with disordered behaviors and mental health concerns, saying social media can play a role in those challenges. With most youth using social media and many spending hours a day on it, she says Ottawa's proposed restrictions should be a starting point for more informed conversations about its impact on health, self-image, and well-being. Ontario is putting millions more into finding and sealing abandoned gas and oil wells. The move follows the 2021 Wheatley explosion that injured 20 people and was later linked to a legacy well. The province is adding $7.8 million, bringing this year's total to $10.8 million. The funding will help plug old wells, support municipal response planning, and study risks linked to legacy sites. Ontario estimates there are 27,000 inactive wells across the province. A solemn procession escorted the body of fallen OPP Constable Tarun Bali to the office of the chief coroner today. The 29-year-old was struck and killed while trying to stop a vehicle near Hearst yesterday, as the 18-year-old accused in his death made a first court appearance. Here's CTV's Janice Golding with the story.
Grim-faced first responders lined the route to the chief coroner's office today, a silent show of solidarity for a fallen officer.
We're brothers and sisters in arms, for lack of better words. We all serve the public and the community together, so it's very important for the three of us to be here to honor our fallen.
Paramedics alongside OPP and police from services across the GTHA gathering on Sir William Hearst Boulevard in a moving demonstration of respect and brotherhood, acknowledging OPP Constable Tarun Bali's service and sacrifice. The 29-year-old was killed over the noon hour yesterday, struck while trying to stop a vehicle in Hearst, Ontario, some 9.5 hours northwest of Toronto.
The accused fled from a hospital where he was being assessed under the authority of the Mental Health Act, and his officers attempted to safely apprehend the accused. Our officer was struck by a motor vehicle and killed while that motor vehicle was being driven by the accused.
Constable Bali, who originally hailed from Brampton, was a rookie police officer with just 2.5 years on the job.
He volunteered to fill a backfill in Northern Ontario to take on some difficult work. He wanted to help others, and to see someone who just had a good heart, who he was so young, had such a bright future ahead of him. It's heartbreaking.
Police officers have an opportunity to go up north to places like James Bay and do deployments for a period of time. It's kind of extra work for them, and they help with staffing shortages and things like that up in the north. So he was going in the extra mile in service to the people of Ontario when he was tragically killed.
The 18-year-old accused in this case was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, assaulting an officer, dangerous driving, and flight from police. The accused made his first court appearance while Constable Bali's journey to the coroner's office began. His body flown from Hearst to Lake Simcoe Regional Airport northeast of Barrie this afternoon before a police convoy made its way south on the 400 to Toronto.
I think all emergency service personnel have a duty to perform protecting the public And when one of our friends and allied agencies get hurt, then we're here to support them.
A stark reminder of the perils of the job reverberating through the policing community. Officers gathered in a tremendous show of support at a time of tremendous sadness. 18-year-old Justin Verano made a very brief court appearance today, but was remanded into custody. He'll next appear via video on June 24th. Gianna Scolding, CTV News.
Jurors in the Glen Mayer murder trial heard new forensic evidence today linking the accused to the scene of the shooting. The court heard footprints found in the snow behind Tony Bechara's Lakeshore home matched shoes belonging to Mayer. Jurors also learned Mayer discovered messages between his wife and Becara just hours before the January 2024 killing. A Glock handgun registered to Mayer was found at the scene. Mayer has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. For decades, Huron Church Road has been the front door to Canada for thousands of trucks a day, but as CTV's Chris Campbell reports, with the Gordy set to open, many expect big changes on the stretch.
Every day, thousands of transport trucks travel this corridor on their way to and from the Ambassador Bridge. The Gordie Howe International Bridge will soon provide another option, complete with a direct highway connection and on-site customs inspection facilities designed to improve efficiency.
We expect a pretty significant level of redistribution of truck traffic, but it's difficult to predict exactly how many trucks and how quickly that's going to occur.
For businesses that have spent decades alongside a steady stream of commercial traffic, any reduction would be welcome.
Ultimately, we want our store to be safer and easier to access for our customers. At the end of the day, you know, the trucks take up a lot of space. Here in Church has been a difficult road to navigate.
Others say separating local traffic from cross-border trucking could improve the experience for both motorists and businesses.
The combination of the local traffic in with them has been problematic for the city for a while. So, yeah, the separation would probably be a good thing.
Ward 10 Councillor Jim Morrison says residents have long complained about noise, congestion and air quality and hopes the new bridge marks the beginning of a different future for the corridor.
I really hope so. I mean, this is right in the middle of our city. Here in Church is not supposed to be a highway, and we put millions of dollars into this street all the time, and so the wear and tear on this stretch will lessen considerably, and hopefully that'll be good for the taxpayers as well.
Morrison says officials estimate a 60 to 70% reduction in truck traffic once the new bridge opens. In a statement shared online, the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce called the new bridge opening a defining moment for the region, saying it strengthens one of North America's most critical trade corridors and represents a transformational opportunity for Windsor-Essex. President and CEO Ryan Donnelly says more than infrastructure, the bridge strengthens one of North America's most critical trade corridors, supporting the seamless flow of goods, services, and labor between two deeply connected economies. He adds it reflects a continued commitment to collaboration, competitiveness, and long-term growth on both sides of the border. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Surveillance cameras are catching it, alarms are sounding, but some business owners say brazen acts of vandalism and mischief are still happening across the city. Here's CTV's Sanjay Maru with that story.
This is recent security video from Windsor Eats. A man trespasses onto the outdoor seating area around 3 a.m., breaks into a food truck, and is arrested by police within 10 minutes. In this case, the suspect appeared to be looking for money, but Windsor Eats owner Adriano Chodoli says of the nearly dozen times people have broken into his business and caused damage over the 4 years he's been on Erie Street East, about half the time, there didn't seem to be any reason for the damage.
It's happening to small businesses all across the city. The very next day after us, a business in Ford City.
He's referring to an incident from May 30th, just before 1:40 a.m. at Circuit in Ford City. 3 people access that business's backyard seating area, pull down the overhead lighting, and leave. And right now at Lansbury Park, the public bathrooms are locked after porcelain toilets and sinks were smashed.
I think the majority of the vandalism is just teenagers who think it's funny or maybe just have nothing better to do, because we're not just seeing it at this park, we're actually seeing it across the city as well.
Councillor Mark McKenzie says to deal with the damage, the city is looking at replacing porcelain fixtures with stainless steel, which can better withstand attempts to break it.
We have one of those self-cleaning bathrooms. That one's held up, I think, better than anybody thought it would, right? right? It has stainless steel sink, stainless steel toilet as well. And, you know, the times the people have gone in there and tried to vandalize it, they haven't really had much luck.
But as for Chodoli, he says he's not sure what else can be done to prevent break-ins at Windsor Eats, given the quick police response and the security measures already in place at his business.
Even on the video, you can see he stopped when the alarm went off. Didn't phase him. Didn't phase him at all. So they're not even caring about any security measures in place.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, it's not just Team Canada getting ready. We go behind the scenes with the TSN crew preparing for the biggest tournament in soccer history. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the forecast tonight. And Gary, humidity and thunderstorms on deck.
Yes, you're right. Heat, humidity combining to produce the thunderstorms. We got into a little bit of it for Windsor, Essex, I'd say around supper time, post-supper time yesterday. There's a chance through the overnight into early tomorrow morning. And again in the afternoon, it is a very summer-like pattern or situation. All of the ingredients coming together, several degrees above seasonal for daytime temperatures. Hence, we are in a heat warning for today, tomorrow, and possibly Friday. Might even stretch it to Saturday. So just be wary of that. Staying hydrated, staying cool, staying in the shade, watching out for kids and the infirm, certainly our pets at all times. A line of nasty thunderstorms earlier this afternoon ripping through the upper Ohio Valley, certainly anywhere from Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, into Michigan, Ohio, got hit hard. We've seen some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity, but the worst of it has stayed stateside, so that's some good news. I think we are still in the midst of some scattered showers through the overnight. The worst of it stays stateside for rounds 2 and 3 over the next, say, 12 to 18 hours. Rainfall, we do need it. Growers, right, our farmers, the vineyards, and certainly lawns and gardens have been rather dry of late because we were experiencing very sunny and comfortably warm conditions over the last 2 weeks. It was splendid. I would say the vast majority of our viewers would agree with that. Should be noted, this morning at 3 a.m., the temperature was about 21. It felt like 30. That was the humidex value while most of us were asleep. If you were out walking your dog, taking your dog out for a bedtime break, it felt like the middle of the afternoon. An afternoon in July, no less. Overnight temperatures again are very warm. Our average low at this time of the year is 14. We'll be at 22 with a 60% chance of showers. Throw in some thunderstorm activity, a possibility. That 22 will come in at about 3 or 4 a.m., feeling like about 29, 30, a repeat performance. Tomorrow, scattered showers in the morning, again in the afternoon. Both in the morning and the afternoon, a chance of thunderstorm activity. At around 4 p.m., we'll reach a high of 30 or 31, feeling like 40. So it's another carbon copy, almost. Friday, 30. Feels like about 38. Saturday, down to 29, but still warm, high UV, sunny. Showers on Sunday, down to 26. And then 24s apiece for a fair Monday into possible showers. Tuesday, Wednesday, rainy, down to 22. Wow, look at this. Big drop in temperatures over the next 7 days.
Thank you, Gary. The biggest sporting event in the world is just days away, and you'll be able to catch many games here on CTV Windsor with TSN bringing you all the action. CTV's Andrea Case went behind the scenes to show you how the network is working to bring you nonstop coverage.
The hard work never stops. Team Canada's men's national soccer team's road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup has been years in the making. The same could be said for the team at TSN, led by executive producer Ken Volden.
year and a half before Qatar, so 5.5 years.
The Saskatoon native has been at TSN for 3 decades.
Was always passionate about sports, grew up playing every sport, but realized fairly soon that this was not going to be, like most people, it was not going to be my calling, but loved it. But also I think sports is a great palette to tell human stories.
From Toronto to Vancouver, from a real set to a virtual set, technology plays a huge part in TSN's coverage of FIFA World Cup. 13 games will be held in Vancouver, another 13 will be held in Toronto, 13 in Mexico, and 78 in the U.S. At 39 days, this tournament will be bigger and longer than ever before.
104 games. To put in context, the Qatar World Cup was 64 games total. And at 64 games, we're going to still be in the group stage. So it is a massive undertaking. For most of the group stage, we have 4 games a day, some starting as early as 12 noon, some starting as late as 12 midnight Eastern. So, you know, we have multiple crews working in operations and our editorial crews, but yeah, it's buckle up time. It's long haul.
No pressure?
Yeah, there's pressure. It's awesome. No, I think we're all nervous, and I think that's a good thing. Makes us sharp and something that is different. This is different, and so I think we embrace that.
Tune in to TSN, Crave, and CTV for all the excitement. Andrea Case, CTV News.
In Toronto, the TSX fell 260 points, and in New York, the Dow dropped 953, and the Nasdaq lost 509. The Canadian dollar gained almost 1/10 of a cent today. Gold is down $153 an ounce, and oil added $183 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The Windsor Clippers wrap up their season this weekend, but not before producing a highlight reel goal. Grant Dupree pulled off the air gate for his only goal of the game, a move made famous by Canadian lacrosse legend Gary Gate. The Clippers are 6-14 and looking to finish the year on a high note with road games in London and Cambridge. Her high school soccer career in style, the Tecumseh Vista Center midfielder scored 9 goals in 4 games at OFSA as the Vortex posted a 3-2 record. She also recorded a natural hat trick and finished with 4 goals in a pool play match against Bayfield Secondary.
Definitely meant a lot to me, and I love playing with all these girls. I've been with a few since grade 9, and all the new girls, we work really well together, so it was definitely really fun.
Where's Maria going next year?
I'm playing at Windsor. I'm doing kinesiology.
Yeah. Cool. Talk about the opportunity to play for the Lancers.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's been like a long journey to get there, but definitely really excited about it.
Yes! And Chatham-Kent's Noah Van Neck, who Bob Belichico introduced us to not long ago, added 2 more golds in shot put and discus, becoming the first CK boy to win 4 OFSA gold medals.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is back with another look at the 7-day forecast. And Gary, what a kind of a summary week ahead. Wet?
Yes, wet. It's been humid. It's been insufferable today without air conditioning. It's going to be tough. So we want to stay cool. Outdoors in a shaded tree, it will be several degrees cooler. Light breeze still permeates the atmosphere at the surface situation, I'd say through the morning. The mornings have been very muggy. Tomorrow morning, pre-dawn, could feel like 29 to 30. And then by The afternoon, say about 4 o'clock, 31. Could feel like 40. Thunderstorms do threaten showers, in particular tomorrow afternoon, also in the morning, by the way. Friday, Saturday will go from 30 to 29. Fairer weather on Saturday, high UV. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a 4-day stretch where we'll go from mid-20s down to lower 20s. And yes, rain is a big feature next week. I believe light showers. We need the rains, not the heat and humidity combined. There's a look at your 7-day. Take care, stay cool. The heat warning is in place for tomorrow, possibly extended for Friday. Travis?
Thank you, Gary. Finally tonight, Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the Toy Story crew are back, and this time they've got a new friend along for the ride. ABC's Laura Spencer has more.
It's been too long, cowboy.
To infinity and beyond, all the real-life stars showing up to celebrate Toy Story 5's world premiere. But I knew it, I knew it. And a new friend joining in on the fun, Taylor Swift.
I watched Toy Story when I was 5, and I've watched every single one of the films so many times. So I really think that, like, to be able to be welcomed into something that has welcomed me unknowingly its entire existence, just as a fan, feels like very poignant for me and for my family.
Swift writing the song I Knew It, I Knew You for Jessie, the beloved cowgirl ragdoll.
We've seen her go through such heartbreak and such, triumphs and loss, and we've learned her backstory. But in Toy Story 5, we see such a character development and really lessons that I could relate to as she's grown up and as she's learned more about her experiences and her memories.
And speaking of special,
remembered I loved you, came back when I met it, I saw you, standing there in the light of the window, wearing that same smile, and it's been a while.
Swift performing the tune live for the first time ever.
Some folks might be a little bit smarter than I am.
No one's smarter than you.
She then sang Toy Story's hit theme, You've Got a Friend in Me, with Randy Newman.
That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.